The Vaishyas will remain Vaishyas wherever they go.
The 7 steps of success in your life.
Bhagavad Gita is not relevant in today's times. I can't stop myself from complimenting the change that has gone through in India. ऐसे हम करेंगे तो भगवान कहते हैं सत्यम ते प्रति जाने प्रियोसि में. So the goal of life is to ultimately, but why no onion and no garlic?
Highest thriving community in business is the...
Hello sir. Hello ma'am. Hey hi guys. So today we have Rajni ma'am and Krishna sir with us. They run a Sattvic restaurant called Element 3 in Bangalore. They have been practicing Sattvic living for their entire life. They have a deep knowledge and understanding about Bhagavad Gita. And today's podcast is very interesting guys. It's all about how Bhagavad Gita can solve your today's world problem. How Sattvic Jeevan or living a Sattvic Jeevan can impact not just your body, it can impact your mind. It's very knowledgeable, it's very interesting. So let's start.
No, it's really a very nice opportunity that we have got to come to the channel of Bangalore Foodie. And it's a real nice studio that we are at. And in one sense, we do consider it a privilege to be on this channel.
आप जैसे इस्कॉन के डिबोटी हो आप दोनों, सो यू वांट टू टेल समथिंग अबाउट द हिस्ट्री ऑफ इस्कॉन. बेसिकली इस्कॉन का कोई फुल फॉर्म होता है?
Yes. In English, it is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And in Hindi, it is Antarrashtriya Krishna Bhavanamrit Sanstha.
आप इस्कॉन की कुछ हिस्ट्री के बारे में बताना चाहोगे? आपको क्या इंस्पायर किया टू जॉइन इस्कॉन?
I think we were always kind of inclined towards spirituality, but we have grown up in a time and age when parents always used to tell us that just do this. We used to ask them why. They would say, no, don't question all this. This has come down since generations, and just do what we tell you. So we've grown up with that. We're kind of thankful for that as well, because that made sure that at least there was certain yam and niyam which we followed. But still it was always troubling that we don't know the rationale behind what we are doing. So that is what the Samsthapak Acharya, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and his books did to us. So he has written several books on the Vedic texts, and we found a rational explanation for whatever we had in mind. So that was the initial early days inspiration for us to be part of the society that we still belong to.
Whether it is the learning of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Yatha Roop as it is transformation in our personal lives. So all of us are afflicted by a lot of misery, which is caused from the external sources and within us. And how to handle this is what we learn from the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita through the purports of Srila Prabhupada. So I guess life is all about transformation and the right kind of transformation that you need to have. And this is what our journey has been so wonderful, because that transformation is what the application of the learnings you have is what we have got from ISKCON. It is not blindly following something, but you understand and you apply it in your personal life. So when people meet us, they come across us as a calm couple, or, people who we don't get judgmental about anyone. So I think those are the most important cues that one has to take from the learnings of the Bhagavad Gita. And many motivational speakers, be it in India or be it in the West, are using the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. And what do? They package it nicely and they sell tickets for $10,000 and people go and listen to them. But those teachings are coming from the Bhagavad Gita. So they talk about karma theory and it's from the Bhagavad Gita. So we are getting it from the source, and we are very, very fortunate to be Indians and having this sacred text which is not religious but gives you a way of life, so that is वो तो बहुत it's a very important thing for us.
मैम जैसा आपने बताया बुक के बारे में, सो दे टेक सम paragraphs from Gita and put it in their own books, something like that? Or?
Absolutely. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, they don't take paragraphs. So the entire aspect of Bhagavad Gita is all about how you can, Krishna actually solved the indecision of Arjuna. And what was the confusion that Arjuna had in his mind? Now, take us, for instance, we have a lot of material battles. Every day it is a material battle. Subah utna, office jana, dealing with so many people. Ye sab ho raha hai hamare saath. So how do you actually handle those situations is what is there in the Bhagavad Gita. Because Krishna is advising through Arjuna, he is telling us how to actually handle a situation, how to fight our material battles. So what do people do? They read that and then they apply it in their books and give it out in motivational talks. There are a lot of very famous devotees from ISKCON who have become famous as motivational speakers like Gaur Gopal, Jay Shetty, Gauranga, many of them. And today they are world famous. People watch their, podcasts and people watch them speak, go for their seminars only because they speak from the Bhagavad Gita. But there are many others, like I know of Deepak Chopra, who, gives you the 7 steps of success in your life. All the teachings are coming from the Gita. So it's it is a textbook on how you can lead your life. And I think that is how one has to apply, the learnings of the Bhagavad Gita to transform ourselves.
Well, she mentioned a very important point. She said that it's a textbook on how to lead your life. I've heard many times from many people that, Bhagavad Gita is not relevant in today's times. In the olden times, it's okay. But in today's times, is it really relevant? So I always tell them that Bhagavad Gita, where was it spoken? It was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So that is an hour of crisis. So problem solving in the hour of crisis can never become irrelevant. So therefore Bhagavad Gita will always stay relevant as long as mankind is there on the material planet and beyond. Yeah.
ISKCON ज्वाइन करने का कोई प्रोसेस होता है क्या सर? मैं भी कोई भी ज्वाइन कर सकता है?
It's open for anybody to join ISKCON. There's nothing like a formal process to join ISKCON. We encourage people to come and attend the programs in the temple. And if they are ready to take up the process, there are a prescribed set of rules that we recommend to people. And once they start following the 4 regulative principles, or even take a part of it, then they become part of the society. So there is no formal process of joining ISKCON or anything like that.
As you own Element 3, it is a सात्विक रेस्टोरेंट. तो एक सात्विक जीवन क्या है? मतलब एक सात्विक वर्ड मैंने बहुत बार सुना है कि सात्विक जीवन जीना चाहिए, सात्विक जीवन जीना. मतलब सात्विक का मतलब क्या है? रियल मीनिंग आप क्या समझते हैं सात्विक से?
Sattvic simply means remaining in a state of goodness. So, mode of goodness, in short, is sattvic life. And sattvic life, a very, very important ingredient of leading a sattvic life, is control of the mind. And the control of the mind starts with a very important part of the control of the mind is with the food that you eat. So that was the motivation for us to start Element 3. And she will tell you what Element 3 stands for.
So, when we coined the name Element 3, the three elements are the body, the mind, and soul. So, food for a healthy body, a nourished mind, and a karma free soul. So, when you talk of sattvic foods, like he said, foods which are in the mode of goodness, fresh foods, wholesome foods, when you start eating like that, then the duration of your life also extends and it is very pleasing to the heart. You've eaten so many times in Element 3, but your experience has been that, right? Where you don't feel bloated. It's all about how you balance nutrition and taste. And also avoid foods which are in the mode of passion and ignorance. So we've been practitioners of having sattvic food for over 30 years. And we've seen that, the diseases that people get are basically from food.
Just to add a little point on whatever Rajni has said, it is that all the time we keep eating food. Food is absolutely essential to live in this world, right? So, but then when we think of food, generally people think it is for the nourishment of the body. Whereas food is actually a very, very important source of nutrition for the mind. We never think of food as an ingredient required for the mind. Like people have asked us, well, we understand vegetarian, but why no onion and no garlic? Onion and garlic are very, very good for the body. It has got many things that, it avoids acidity, it avoids blood pressure, it brings down the cholesterol levels. So they say so many things. So onion and garlic are good for your health, and therefore you must have onion and garlic. So we tell them that we agree that these are vegetables which are definitely good for the body and its health. But these are more medicinal. It is like a medicine. So when do you need medicine? When you fall sick. Just have sattvic food and don't fall sick.
It's a way of living. So मैंने बहुत कम सात्विक और ना के बराबर सात्विक रेस्टोरेंट देखे हैं बैंगलोर में, तो मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ कि डू यू सी एलिमेंट 3 एज अ सात्विक मूवमेंट इन बैंगलोर?
Yeah, definitely we would like to be a part of the sattvic movement. And that is why besides the food that we serve, we are also invited for giving various lectures on sattvic living. And we are invited to do kirtans at various places which promote sattvic living. So we do a lot of activities which is our part of our passion and not just a business, that we promote sattvic living in every way that is possible. Even if you have seen our restaurant, we put up a sloka from the Bhagavad Gita. So we want to encourage people to learn the scriptures, understand the purpose of the scriptures and adopt sattvic living as a way of life. So definitely we are in the business of promoting the sattvic movement, and that also includes food. So encouraging and promoting a sattvic living looks like that's our main goal, and a small part of it is the food, which is also sattvic.
सर आपने बताया था अर्ली स्टेजेस पे दैट यू आर डूइंग बिजनेस इन दुबई, तो मैं आजकल देख रहा हूँ कि कोई भी ब्रांड का पहला ब्रांच बेंगलोर में खुलता है या फिर इंडिया के किसी भी स्टेट पे खुलता है एंड वेरी अर्ली दे मूव टू दुबई। बहुत जल्दी उनका सेकेंड या थर्ड ब्रांचेस दुबई में खुल ही जाता है। क्या दुबई पे मतलब बिजनेस करना बहुत आसान है कि मतलब पैसे ज्यादा है, क्या फैक्टर है सर?
Maybe the amount of money is more, but I wouldn't even say that, because we have seen in the last 8-9 years how India has been growing, and it's full of opportunities, and the business community is extremely vibrant here. And well, you can think of expansion beyond India. That's always a good thing, to become a multinational company. But there is a lot of business happening in India right now. And we don't have immediate plans of going out of India, but we want to, as we discussed some time back, be a part of this sattvic movement by contributing with our being a part of the sattvic movement through the food industry, and grow all over India. And then also, well, if there are requests, people are asking us for franchisee model in Dubai as well. So maybe sometime later we will think of that. But right now our focus is expansion within the length and breadth of this country. And we have even have all heard about a train. I don't remember the name of the train, where sattvic food is served right through the journey. What's the name of that?
Vande Bharat?
I think Vande Bharat Express. So they are serving sattvic food. There you go. The leader of the country is leading the sattvic movement.
अपने यहाँ देखते हैं सर, बनी और सिंधियों का ज्यादा देखते हैं कि बिजनेस ज्यादा माइंड दे आर इन्वॉल्व, सो ऐसा दुबई में भी है कि दे हैव लाइक बनिया एंड सिंधिया फेमस फॉर बिजनेस देयर?
Yes, of course. The Vaishyas will remain Vaishyas wherever they go. And it's really a pleasure to see Indian businessmen doing so well in Dubai. It's a real pleasure to see. And there's also a large Vaishya community, they are committed to having only sattvic food. So I always tell people that it's easier to get sattvic food in Dubai than in the city of Bangalore. So now this explains why there's so much of work to be done in Bangalore city. So let's get the whole Bangalore into the sattvic movement, and then we'll think of expanding it to other places in India and then abroad. Why not?
Coming back to your question about why people are expanding into Dubai, as we all know, it used to be a tax-free haven. Doing business in Dubai used to be easier. Having said that, they have also introduced something like VAT, and they're introducing corporate tax. So the tax structure is lower than here. So it's easier to actually do business there. You don't hear horning like this, what you hear here. You don't have that there. Everything is so smooth, and so there's a lot of discipline. And I would say that that is because of the people. They are, first of all, it's a very high expat population in UAE, so they follow all the rules. The same Indians, when they come back to India, they don't like to follow any rules. They don't have civic sense. They throw garbage on the road. They spit on the road. They honk. Their hand is on the horn all the time. But the same Indian, if he goes to UAE, he will be very disciplined because he's scared of the the rules and law. So that is the biggest problem between Dubai and here. The highest thriving community in business is the Indians. And it is the Sindhis, the Gujaratis, the Sindhis who hold the textile market, the Gujaratis who actually manage the gold business, in Dubai. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see how our Indians do so well in a country, in a
People
foreign
from
soil.
Kerala are into automobile business,
Yeah.
automobile spares. So they've got everything cut out, and the government provides all opportunities to make sure that the business can be done smoothly. But like she said, it's the challenge of corporate tax and the challenge of VAT to deal with. Well, very soon we hope that India will be the haven for doing business.
सर तो जैसा कि हमने अर्ली डेज की मूवीज में देखा है, ऐसा मेरे कभी सामने से तो नहीं देखा कि पीपल वर सेइंग कि बॉम्बे में अंडरवर्ल्ड वगैरह का इन्फ्लुएंस बहुत था उस टाइम पे। मे बी आप लोग शायद दुबई वगैरह में रहे होंगे, तो वहां पे भी ऐसा कुछ था? आपने कभी बिजनेस में फेस किया कुछ?
Nahi. But we get to hear stories of business people who are very wealthy and they do big fat weddings in India. People track them down in Dubai, and then there are calls coming to them saying that pleasure, better give us so many crores of rupees, otherwise your family will have trouble back home.
Okay.
So that sort of extortion is there. But it's not very blatant as we see in India. And we hope that the political system gets better and better to handle these kind of issues in India. Yeah, things are getting better, but still we have got a lot of distance to travel.
सर दुबई में बिजनेस करने के लिए लीगैलिटी क्या लगती है? मतलब अगर मैं बिजनेस करना चाहूँ दुबई पे, तो क्या मुझे वहाँ की नेशनैलिटी लेनी पड़ेगी या फिर क्या, मतलब प्रोसीजर क्या होता है जब आप गए थे तो?
नहीं, आपको अगर कोई बिजनेस एस्टेब्लिशमेंट वहाँ शुरुआत करना है तो एक लोकल स्पॉन्सर का ज़रूरत है. सर्टन प्लेसेस लोकल स्पॉन्सर एक इंडिविजुअल होता है जो वहाँ का नेशनल है. Otherwise, there are free zone companies where the free zone company, which is also owned by the local government, they have to sponsor you. All you require is a local sponsor in the form of an individual local, or it could be a government-sponsored free zone company. So pretty much everything is simple to start. Of course, they are very expensive when compared to India. Again, I can't stop myself from complimenting the change that has gone through in India. We got our BBMP license in 2 days. We got all the other licensing done within a month. And I guess the company incorporation took us 1 month and to finish all the formalities. And within about 45 days, we were ready to do our first billing.
45 days.
Yeah.
Over here.
I don't think you can do that in Dubai. Procedure does take a long time.
So how India is changing in terms of business, sir? पहले के टाइम से अब क्या बदल रहा है इंडिया में, यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर, मतलब क्या ऐसा चेंज है जो आज के टाइम पे एक मूवमेंट देख रहे हैं इंडिया पे कि इंडिया इज गोइंग टू बी लार्ज लार्ज इन नेक्स्ट 10 years?
Yeah. So I think the business climate has changed. There is a lot of enthusiasm among Indian business people today, and opportunities have increased. When we started Flavors by Element 3. Element 3 is our brand, as you know, and the company Flavors by Element 3 is a private limited company. We were approached by people to take a startup certificate. So we took a startup certificate which entitles you a lot of benefits. Besides that, there is an organization which is promoting Sattvic food in India, and they gave us an international Sattvic certification, and that was so interesting because their auditors came, parked themselves in a restaurant for 3 days. They were looking at every tiny aspect of the restaurant and the stores, and it was a arduous task for us to go through that audit process, and the staff were also getting irritated. They said, "ये क्या सब, ये पूरा हम लोग का ऊपर नीचे करा रहा है हमारा स्टॉक, हमारा स्टोर रूम तो इतना क्लीन है, आप जानते हो." So I said, just tolerate them, because they are going to teach you the systems and procedures which will make you better. And after about 3 days of audit, there was a lot of back and forth communication, and finally we were given the Sattvic certification, and we are among the first 3 to get Sattvic certified in the city of Bangalore in a very, very short period. The other restaurants are much older than us, and we were the second restaurant to get certified. Now I'm told there is one more restaurant which has got Sattvic certification. But we are the first, we always say, because we were the only restaurant to get this certification within 5 months of operating.
मैम ये स्टार्टअप सर्टिफिकेट क्या है?
So every business that you start, if it is a new business, you can register yourself with a startup organization, like and then in that there are a lot of benefits in terms of taxes also, and also there is something like a grant that they give you, and many of the entrepreneurs are now taking on getting startup certification, because they can delay the process of the taxes also, which is good because it gives them time enough to build the business. And then there are loans also offered by the government to continue with your business at a very reasonable interest rate. So we got ourselves the startup certification because our business is less than 5 months old, 6 months old now in Indiranagar. And now we will apply for the next level, which is, for the tax benefits and any other benefits that you have. It's a wonderful system of encouraging entrepreneurs by the current government. That I think is a big step in what is happening in India. And that's why we are seeing the surge, in entrepreneurs and in startup organization. As we all know, Bangalore is the startup city. A lot of startup businesses are here. And government is going way ahead of trying to encourage all entrepreneurs to get into that field, whichever field they choose, and, with funding, basically. So it's a wonderful thing actually, and they have categories also. I think for the startup, somewhere we fell into that one of the categories, and that's how we got the certification done.
मैम इसका प्रोसीजर क्या होता है, कहाँ पे अप्लाई कर सकता है अगर कोई भी देख रहा है और करना चाहे?
एक्चुअली जब आप रजिस्टर करोगे रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ कंपनीज के साथ, और they somewhere the notification goes to the government. I mean, of course, everything is
Goes
managed.
to the authorized agencies which help in the process,
Yeah.
and there are certain documents which they ask for, and they represent us to the government of India. And then if all the documentation is okay, then the government of India awards us a startup certification within 2 weeks of applying. Then there is a further process where if the government feels that your idea is of business is very good, and it's a unique idea, and you're helping in the employment initiatives of the government, then they can award you a grant. And besides the grant, if they don't approve the grant also, certainly you can apply for a loan at a subsidized rate of interest and with very easy payment terms. So it's a great initiative by the government of India.
सर मैं बिगनिंग पे फिर से आऊँगा, आपने गीता पूरी पढ़ी हुई है?
Yes, pretty much, but Gita reading never ends. So we keep reading the Bhagavad Gita, or whenever we read, there's always something new which we learn. And whatever we learn, we pass it on to others.
सर गीता का आपका सबसे कोई फेवरेट एक स्लोगन, या फिर आप जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा एक इफेक्ट डालता है लाइफ में, कुछ आप एक स्लोगन बताना चाहेंगे?
Well, Gita Slok, let's start from the end. कृष्ण भावनामृत बहुत ही सुलभ तरीका है आत्म साक्षात्कार पाने का। उसमें बहुत ही एक सरल और इजी श्लोक है जो 18वें अध्याय में आता है, 18th chapter, where Krishna says, Man mana bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, मामे वैश्यसी सत्यम ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में। इसका मतलब यह है कि conclusion of your spiritual understanding is manmana bhava, which means always think of me. Mad bhakto, which means become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me always. Mam namaskuru, मुझे नमन करो। बस ये सिर्फ 4 चीज हमें करना है, और ऐसे हम करेंगे तो भगवान कहते हैं सत्यम ते प्रति जाने प्रियोसी में। भगवान हमें सत्यम ते मतलब ही गिव्स अस अ प्रॉमिस। मैं सत्य वाक्य आपसे कह रहा हूं कि मेरे पास आओगे इस जीवन काल के बाद पश्चात। तो ये बहुत ही सुलभ तरीका है। So the goal of life is to ultimately, as Krishna says in the very next verse, Sarva Dharman Parityacha Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papepyo Mokshayishyami Ma Suchah। सारे याम नियम धर्म छोड़कर मेरे शरण में आ जाओ, मैं सारे पापों का प्रायश्चित आपको दिलाऊंगा और मेरे पास आओगे आप गोलोक धाम में। तो बहुत ही सुलभ तरीका है। So that is the conclusion of all Vedic scriptures in one sense, if you see. It's very easy, but still people don't take to spiritual life seriously. Why is that? Because of ahankar. मैं दूसरे के सामने कैसे झुक सकता हूं? भगवान कहते हैं मुझे नमन करो। नहीं, जो भी कर रहा हूं मेरे बल पर कर रहा हूं मैं। या
सर आज के यूथ और यंगस्टर्स को हमारी मतलब एक जनरेशन को हमारी जनरेशन को गीता गीता से क्यों सी मतलब क्या पढ़ना चाहिए, क्या मिलेगा, या फिर मतलब क्यों उन्हें पढ़ना ही चाहिए, एक बार जानना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए?
So, like some time back, Rajni was talking about, or we were discussing also, how Bhagavad Gita was spoken at the time of extreme crisis, isn't it? So, at the hour of crisis, a lot of doubts came in the minds of Arjuna. Arjuna was the topmost Kshatriya in the world ever. But he got into a state of doubt. He told his friend that I do not want to fight this battle. I have so many relatives. I have so many of my playmates with whom I have played in my younger days. I have got other people who are my gurus. How can I fight this battle? Let me run away from this battle. So it's an extreme crisis situation where Arjuna dropped his Gandiva bow. Gandiva, the bow for a Kshatriya, is, an astra which is part of his body. He was almost trembling to the extent that the Gandiva bow was going to be dropped. So at that time, Krishna said that you are behaving not like an Aryan. Your name is Aryan. Do you know what's the meaning of the word Aryan?
आई थिंक इस आर्य एक जाति थी बहुत पहले।
Nahi. Aryan is a person who has got Vedic wisdom. And Arjuna was a person with the ultimate in wisdom. But he fell a prey to the situation and he was overwhelmed in the battlefield and he didn't want to fight the battle. So Krishna told him, you're not behaving like an Aryan. And all the doubts which you have in your mind, listen to me carefully and I shall dispel those doubts. So the entire Bhagavad Gita is an answer to the 5 questions in the mind of Arjuna. So at the end of, and these are crisis situation which every youngster today goes through, isn't it? There is peer pressure. There is pressure of career. There is pressure of education. What all you got to do? How do you handle these crisis situation? Look at, forget about the youngsters, the mothers, they have to battle so many situations, right? They have to get the food ready for the husband, even if they are housewives. They have to get the food ready for the husbands. They have to get food ready for the children to go to school. And then you have that limited 4 or 5 hours, then the children will come back. In that, you have to grapple with so many situations, do so much of work at home. So continuously, whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not, we are faced with many crisis situations. Yes, in daily life, you need not be in the battlefield. So in all those crisis situations, Bhagavad Gita comes to the rescue.
सर लास्ट के 4-5 क्वेश्चंस और हैं, जल्दी देते हैं। आज के यंगस्टर्स को मैम सात्विक डाइट क्यों फॉलो करना चाहिए, आपको क्यों लगता है?
When you eat food which is not in the right mode, which is either in passion or ignorance, उसका असर तो हमारे माइंड पे होता है. And it is very important to think straight, And today we see a lot of youngsters indulging in a lot of junk food. And they get into a lot of issues with their health. If you see, and it is aping the Western culture. We don't need to ape that Western culture. We have such a beautiful Sanskriti. हमारा जो संस्कृति है वो इतना सुंदर है, अति सुंदर है, that we have to try and eat what our Dada Pardada ate. And they were healthy and they lived for 80, 90 years very healthily. But we don't do that because they used to go out and work in the fields. They used to take care of the cows in the house. You know that earlier cows were part of the house. So they used to do a lot of manual work. Now it's just eating or whatever they eat and then sit in the desk and keep working on the computer or have the phone and keep looking at your telephone, WhatsApping, whatever you're doing. So at least if you go into Sattvic way of eating, you reduce the aspect of having problems with your gut, and problems with your mind, because the mind is agitated when you eat foods which are not in the right mode. Consciousness is very important. And going back to Bhagavad Gita, we have this verse which I have put up in the restaurant. You must have seen it. 17th chapter, 8th verse. It says, Ayu Sattva Bala Rogya Sukha Priti Vivardhana Rasya Hridya Sniktaha Ahara Satvika Priya. So it talks about the ayu, the duration of life increases when you actually start having sattvic food. And foods which are sattvic are juicy, as described, juicy, and it is wholesome, and it is fresh, and it is tasty. And this is very pleasing to the heart. When anything is pleasing to the heart, the mind is not agitated. So one has to always, when they put something into the mouth, they should always think of what is going to be the impact, but that is not there today. And that is the biggest bane, I would say. Not it's a bane, and the younger generation definitely just wants to grab something quickly, so they pick up all kinds of wrong food and eat. So definitely, if one has to actually go through the sattvic way of living, one will definitely get rid of a lot of diseases. So that's something that we would like to promote for the youngsters also.
वेस्टर्न साइड में आजकल इंडिया की इमेज कैसी चेंज हो रही है, क्या लग रहा है आपको?
I think very much the Westerners they were always inspired by Indian culture, and any spiritual search that they want to do, since time immemorial, they've always been coming to India to search for the truth. So that has always been a trend. But what has become different now with the new dispensation is that India's image as a country which looks at growth, not just of India, but the growth aspect of every country in the world. Like the Prime Minister is talking about Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which has got a very deep spiritual meaning to it. It just simply means that the whole world should function as one family. I'm not talking here about whether the Prime Minister is good or bad, but the concept itself is very, very deep-rooted in Indian philosophy. So people are getting attracted more and more to India. Look at what India is achieving. We've gone to the moon. Our satellite has gone to the moon, Chandrayaan-3, and it's world history now that it's the most successful launch of the satellite to the South Pole of the moon. And the ISRO head has even gone and mentioned that all these are derived from Vedic principles. So Chandrayaan 3 has been a great success for us. Now our satellites are going towards the sun. So it's an era of growth for India. Somehow it looks like the Vastu was not aligned before, but now India's Vastu has suddenly become aligned. So India is on a growth mode, and the whole world is looking at us, and they're very appreciative of us. As a nation which looks for growth, not by trampling others, but by working for the growth of the entire world. So from that perspective, I think it's a very nice thing.
सर veganism में आपका क्या मानना है? It is inspired by some.
Veganism is also essentially inspired by the Indian philosophy. Veganism is part of vegetarianism. But some people, there is a group which is inspired by not having milk. So that's why. Why no milk? Because even milking the cows, there is a lot of harm caused, which is not entirely wrong. And that is the very reason why our procurement of milk, we buy the A2 milk, which is more expensive, but we don't mind it. But it is coming from protected cows. And even our paneer is coming from a cow farm, protected cow farm in Haryana. All these things cost a lot of money, but it's in one sense, if you look at it, we are supporting the vegan movement, even though the vegans have their own philosophy of not having milk. But the real thing is that we are also bringing in our milk and milk products from protected cows.
सर बेंगलुरु का एक इंसिडेंस ऐसा कि मतलब ऐसा लगा हो कि घर आ गया, मतलब दुबई में वो चीज नहीं थी जो यहाँ पे है, नाउ दैट इज सेटिस्फाइंग. कोई ऐसा इंसिडेंस हुआ हो आपके आने के बाद?
आने के बाद में, yes, many good and bad things have happened. But whether it was good or bad, we were repeatedly seeing that the system in India has started working. Like the renewal of passport, for example, it happened in 1 week's time. And then when my dad expired, we went for the death certificate, and he said it'll take half an hour. I was actually shocked to know that he'll get it in half an hour. So just to be a little funny there, I said, can you make it in 15 minutes? I'm in a great hurry. He said, I'll try. And he actually did it in 15 minutes. Yeah. So like this, it's been very nice to see that the system works in India. We still have to sort out the traffic, as Rajni mentioned some time back, but I'm sure we'll get there. We have to give it a little time.
Thank you so much, sir and ma'am.
Thank you, Aryan. And,
Thank you, and thank you for having us here. We are honored to be in the studio with you. And we always have our nice chats when you visit us. And very, very happy to be here. Honored, in fact. Thank you.
so we only hope that the next time we come to your studio a few years later, we will not have so much noise in the street, and you don't have to make these elaborate arrangements for the noise proofing that you have done. Soundproofing. Thank you very much, Aryan. It's been a pleasure talking to you.